Okay, so you might remember we did this story about a year ago. Disney cannot catch a break on this film. It is getting kind of comical. It was supposed to be out already. I watched our segment, which we will include a link to on the clip. It was supposed to come out March 2023, or 2024. It was supposed to come out in March. So it's coming out next year because they got such enormous backlash after photos of what some have called the seven diverse baristas. They were going to get rid of the dwarfs, although they deny it, and replace them with seven magical creatures. Then there was such backlash. They seem to have made it worse because then they released a photo. No, no, the dwarfs are in it. But the CGI is like the stuff of nightmares. These are the dwarfs you would have had a nightmare about when you were six, or Rachel Zegler might have had a nightmare about, as we'll see. So then they just got more backlash over that. Then Zegler, we'll see some clips of this, went on a tour basically trashing the original Snow White and talking about how much contempt she has for the source material, which Keaton loved. Which
Well, this is another major W for me. I mean, I'm just tired of winning because at the time I said I have a good feeling about this girl, and I was proven right because she's the pro-Palestinian actor. So, boom, put it on the board. Give me the fucking chalk. Chalk one more for Keaton. Just the winning streak just keeps going. It just keeps continuing. I'm just unstoppable. I'm unstoppable.
I mean, Emma Vigeland has a good position on Palestine. Does that mean she's not an asshole?
No, in Hollywood, this is a very difficult
It,
position to
it,
take.
it, it is a difficult position to take. I think when you're talking about someone who's profoundly narcissistic,
Folks, you hear this cope?
she
This is
doesn't really
cope.
think that way.
This is pure
But
cope. Pure cope
well,
from
hey,
Russell Dobler here.
all right, we're going to show the video,
Yeah.
and we'll let the audience decide whether they think this is a profound narcissist spouting off. Personally,
I'm gonna send Shepard Ferry a photo of you and tell him to make a poster, and the heading is gonna be cope.
yes.
Yeah.
When Rachel Zegler gets together with Barbara Streisand to do her duet album,
Mm-hmm.
as we will see later, that we can decide.
All right. Let's.
But okay, so they're getting it from both ends. They're getting it from all sides. They're getting boycotted by the Zionists, and they're getting boycotted by the pro-Palestine people. So Disney's Snow White remake sparks boycott calls over Gal Gadot's casting and co-stars pro-Palestinian stance. All right, so let's go to that. As online calls to boycott Disney's live-action remake of Snow White circulate due to the casting of Israeli actress Gal Gadot, the film's other lead stirred further controversy with a pro-Palestinian message igniting dueling boycott campaigns. On Monday, the release of the film's trailer caused an uproar on social media, with many pro-Palestinian users calling to boycott the film due to the casting of Gadot as the evil queen. Quote, Gal Gadot is a pro-Israel terrorist and Disney is a, see what I did there?
Yeah.
Fan of the Playground organization ran by Jewish Zionists. The account Defund Israel now posted on X. I am calling for an international boycott on all Gal Gadot films. Okay, so listen, keep in mind this is Haaretz. So the tweets they chose to highlight are obviously going to be the ones that imply that people who feel this way are crazy anti-Semitic racists. So keep that in mind. Quote, boycott Snow White because the evil queen is actually evil and is complicit with the genocide of the Palestinian people. That's a straightforward one. Godot herself has thus far remained quiet about the firestorm surrounding the movie, but her co-star Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White, did not. So this was what she tweeted out on August 12th. I love you all so much. Thank you for the love and for the 120 million views on our trailer in just 24 hours. What a whirlwind. I am in the thick of rehearsals for Romeo and Juliet, so I'm just going to get out of here. Bye for now. And then she decided she didn't want to leave it there and added, and always remember, free Palestine.
That's right. That's
Now,
right.
now,
That's my
now,
girl.
this is not the first time she's tweeted that out. Listen, Keaton, I promised we are going to promote your not at all creepy adult male fans of Rachel Zegler fan club at the end.
Uh-huh.
At
All
the
right.
end, but we got to hold that. Right now, it's got a membership of one. Disney's Snow White trailer receives massive backlash and dislikes. So she left that out, mentioning the 120 million views, but she didn't mention that this is probably the all time greatest ratio a trailer's ever gotten. Disney's live action Snow White trailer has been released and has received an overwhelming amount of dislikes. Released on Saturday, August 10th, during the same time as the Disney D23 Expo in California, the trailer for the film has been bombarded with a wave of negativity. At the time of writing, the film's trailer on YouTube has 69,000 likes and 738,000 dislikes. So, I assume she's aware of the ratio, but she put a good face on it. Thanks for the 120 million views. So this is how most people even became aware of who she is. She went on a basically burned down Snow White press tour. Um, so here, Rachel Zegler is single-handedly destroying the new Snow White movie in Disney. I think a lot of hands have played a part in that. My TikTok feed is full of people on all sides posting about her holier than thou, crappy attitude. She is turning Disney into the next Bud Light. Again, I wouldn't put that all on her slender shoulders. All right, so we have a video of Zegler's greatest hits. So let's take a look, and then you can decide whether this is principled activist or narcissist that no one's ever told to shut the fuck up.
Came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time. Cast a guy in the movie,
Right.
Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
If I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film. It's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be
yeah.
saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Dreaming
and the
about
leader that
free
her late
Palestine.
father told her that she could be
No.
if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. Reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago. It's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when we came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White has to learn a lot of lessons about coming into her own power before she can come into power over a kingdom.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's the proactive one, and she's the one who set the terms, is what makes it so relevant to where we are today.
The original cartoon came out in 1930.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. So listen, you could go on and you could say, the original is an incredible work of art, and it is. Actually, at the time that we covered this, because I don't think I've seen Snow White since I was a child. I went and I watched it, and wow. Yeah. I mean, when you're a little kid, you don't think about the artistry of what you're watching and just watching whatever they put in front of you. It is an incredible achievement, especially when you consider nothing like that had ever been done before. It's amazing how much of the visual vocabulary became conventional to animated films down to this day, and that they invented all of that. You could say that and say, there are a lot of the relationships and the assumption of male and female power that we're making some updates to. And, only the real crazies would have taken offense at that. Ben Shapiro would have done a monologue about it. But that's really not what she did. And as somebody who comes out of show business, the way she threw her co-star under the bus there is probably the most damning thing in the entire sequence. Hey, they could cut all his scenes. Yeah, it's Hollywood, baby.
Oh, it's a
Uh,
joke. Oh my God, it's a joke. They're not
yeah.
gonna cut the
All right.
prince out of the film. Hey, maybe they'll cut his scenes.
All
You
right.
know, it's a joke.
Being from the
She's
business.
being funny.
Yes. Okay. Being from the business, you know that is not something you go on camera and say about your co-star.
I mean, she's a kid who's joking around. I got good
Should-
vibes off of her from the very beginning, and I was right. I'm vindicated once again. I was right. Who else has said Free Palestine? What other
okay,
actors
so-
who are working have said Free Palestine?
I mean,
Very
a few, but
John
not.
Cusack. When was the last movie he's been in? If John Cusack were cast as Gaston in Beauty and the Beast, you think he'd say Free Palestine? I don't know. Maybe.
Right. You do have a few
She's a star.
who are more her generation
Yeah.
who have. But you're right. It's very rare. But for me, I feel with somebody who's so repugnant, you're helping John McWhorter to make the argument that people who believe this are just repulsive woke idiots.
Right,
And it's
okay.
not helpful.
Okay, so because she has a problematic opinion about an animated Prince from 85 years ago, that makes her a liability to the Free Palestine cause.
It's the entire way that she carries herself. And
Yeah.
ultimately, they did sit her down, and
Uh-huh.
she retracted all of that to try to save the movie. In the end, I went back and I watched our original segment. I have the same take. In the end, she's 23 fucking years old. That I agree with.
Yeah, she's a kid.
I always felt she's taking a lot of blame for saying, what do you think she's hearing on set? You're talking about people who decided to do Snow White because they hate Snow White and they wanted to just completely shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think they're saying to her about Snow White? So I think she caught blame for, a point of view about the original Snow White that I'm sure the director has. I'm sure the writers have. I'm sure everyone above and below the line have. She went out there and said it. And I don't think Disney thought it was going to be a problem until it became a problem. I think one of the reasons they hired her was to go out and say things like that. They wanted somebody who was going to speak about it in that way because of the corporate culture that they've cultivated at this point. Then they saw the backlash and they made her backpedal on it. Now, some people are trying to read into this that she personally hates Gal Gadot, and there's a whole. I don't really think that's what it is.
More slides.
After Zegler,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to complain. I'm getting tired of winning. I'm getting a little exhausted from all this winning. So
right,
it's just a little surprised that there's more slides. Okay, all
listen,
right, let's
man,
go. I'll see if I can muster the energy to keep
wasn't-
going. But winning is not. This much winning is tiring after a while.
I wasn't even gonna get to the last slide, but now you're gonna force me to. I wasn't really. I was like, yo, man, I don't want to drop that on Keaton, man. He's my buddy, but now I'm going to have to. After Zegler posted her statement, a new round of calls to boycott the film sprang up on social media, this time from Israel supporters. Rapunzel, I'll be boycotting the movie only because of Disney going woke and because of the awful pro-Hamas actress they hired for Snow White. I would otherwise love to watch the movie just to support Gal Gadot. This is really a cursed project. Well, this clinches it. Definitely not watching the new Snow White now. Rachel Zegler has shown her hateful anti-Semitic nature. This is hard for me to say.
Disney cancel the film
yeah,
and
go
start over with someone else, but keep Gal Gadot as the queen. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Now I believe this is my mic drop moment. I believe we're at the last slide.
Okay.
Zegler considers Barbara Streisand one of her primary influences.
Oh,
In 2022, Streisand
Oh.
sent Zegler a copy of her album Release Me Too and a copy of a book called Streisand from A to Z, along with a note reading 4R from B, to which Zegler responded, "There's simply no way this is real."
Nice
So-
try, my friend. Nice
So,
attempted guilt by association
I was
smear.
not being fanciful about Barbra Streisand.
Yeah.
That is one of her primary influences.
Yeah, as a singer, as an actor. I mean, nice try. Nice guilt by association smear there. But no, sorry,
well,
swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. It's still an overwhelming
when you call
victory
somebody
for me.
one of your primary influences, you haven't looked into their views. I mean, Streisand is
Probably
pretty
not,
infamous
because-
for her views. She's
on
very
Israel,
famous
she's
for
a
her
Democrat.
politics.
She's known as a shit-lib Democrat. Is she a
Right.
famous Zionist? Come on, you're reaching here. You're stretching. Take the L and move on.
I am saying that
You had this kid
if,
all
if
wrong.
you
And
if-
look, you're not alone. A lot of people
I
had
am
this kid all
saying
wrong.
that
I was
you
the
are
only one
endorsing
then. Who
you
knew?
are endorsing Barbra Streisand's clear successor on Twitter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. She's Barbra Streisand's clear successor on Twitter because as a teenager, this
is recent. This is recent.
2022, right? So what? So what was she, 21 at the time? Okay, so as an aspiring musical theater actress, she looked up to one of the most iconic musical theater actresses of her time. It's not like Golda Meir was her,
And one of the most famous shit libs of all time.
Oh, what a reach. I could feel you're from Chicago. I could feel your hand on my shoulder all the way from Chicago. That's the kind of reach that was.
That's why I didn't want to drop it. I didn't want to drop it.
Yeah. Oh, be careful. Don't hurt your arm. You don't want to ice your arm. You're gonna need your strength for this weekend.
Okay.
You don't want to dislocate your shoulder with that reach.
No, but in all seriousness, you watch that montage, and you feel that was great. That was great.
I mean, she's a bubbly, young, carefree kid who doesn't realize that, hey, I just got paid millions of dollars to be in a movie. Now I'm trashing the movie. Like, yeah, it's not the right thing to do. But the fact that she seems so oblivious to how wrong it was, I don't know. There's a certain spunkiness about her that I picked up. I got good vibes. Look, this is the era of vibes. And I got good vibes, and I was right. I was right once again.
I mean, spunky is like Kristen Stewart, who very consciously went and attacked the whole Hollywood model, the whole way that young actresses are treated. I don't think I've ever liked anything she was in, but I always liked her for that reason. But this is not that.
You know what Kristen Stewart was actually very good in? She had it was a small part, but she was very good in Into the Wild, the movie that Sean Penn made about based on the book, the John Krakauer book.
To be fair, I haven't seen the movies of hers that were. Oh, hang on.
You never saw that one? That was a good movie.
Wasn't she in that movie that was based on a Bukowski book?
Yeah,
with Matt Dillon.
No, it was no. She was in. Was she in the On the Road movie? Is that the Kerouac? Was she in that?
I think she was in something I actually liked, so I might have to.
The Into the Wild movie was good. Have you seen that? That was really good. I loved that movie.
I didn't see that, and right now they're showing the movie she recently did, which looks kind of interesting. But I always liked her because she did very consciously go and just trash Hollywood. That's not really what she's doing here. She thinks that this is what Disney wants her to say. And when they told her they don't want her saying this, she went and did the thing. She did the sit down talking about what a classic it is.
All right. So then what's the problem? So she likes Snow White. She's on board. She's on board. She's in the movie Free Palestine. And there you go. I had a good feeling about her all along.
Hey man, she's 23. If she keeps going in that direction, that'll be great.
There you go.
Please clap.